Hey y'all, I'm AJ the Blue Jay, and today I'm going to show you how I restored and cleaned up this Sega Genesis Model 1. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so before we begin, a little bit of background. So I was traipsing around eBay, as you do, and I had Sega Genesises on the mind. And just for the heck of it, I decided to see if I could bag one for a good price. So I was looking, and I found one that was only like 25 bucks, not including shipping. Although it was in the as-is section, the seller was unable to test it. So I decided, what the heck, I would spring for it, and hopefully I would be able to get it working. Hopefully it would take it easy on me. So before the video begins, I just want to let you know that you shouldn't really take this as like good practice or concrete instruction for how to clean up a Sega Genesis. This is just meant as a document for what I did, and hopefully maybe you can learn from it. Maybe you can do what I did better with your own Sega Genesis or whatever console you happen to be cleaning up. We'll see. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. So this is the box that my new Sega Genesis is inside. It came today. It's about quarter to midnight right now, and I'm really tired, but I didn't want to go to bed without unboxing this thing. I also stopped by my local Game Over Video Games today to get cheap game, John Madden 93, as well as a controller to use for testing. Careful with knives, kids. Wow. My goodness. It's actually in my hands. You know, at first glance, it's actually not as dirty as I thought it would be. Got the RF right there, the multi-AV out, the power adapter. I've got AV cables and a power adapter coming in the mail. They aren't here yet. I'm hoping they'll be here tomorrow. Oh man. That, inside that cartridge port, it's kinda yuck. The reset button could use some work. So clearly, there is still some work to be done. And I mean, of course, just look at that right there. Ugh, this is gonna be exciting. I have it. And just for fun, let's go ahead and unbox the controller as well. Share a bit of your retro side. I like that. Very nice. That D-pad definitely feels great. Can't wait to see how this works on the Genesis. I'm happy with this. Okay, so it's the next morning, and I've got the Genesis here, and it's time to take it apart. My plan is I'm going to strip the whole thing down, and then I'm going to deep clean all the plastic in soapy water, and then tackle the motherboard dirtiness as I go. So let's go ahead and start stripping this down. I'll make sure we don't lose these screws. I'm hoping there's not another screw right underneath this label here. So I'd like to keep that intact if I can. Aha! Ugh. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know if you can see some of the dust in here, especially over here. That is ragged. Inside the cartridge slot. This big old dust bunny right here, that is just rough. Yep, this puppy's gonna need some help. Oh boy. I gotta figure out how to... Can I disconnect this LCD? LED. There we go. Gotta remember, the red wire will go on the right. So, next order of business, the RF shielding. I'm sort of glad these are all Phillips head screws and not tri-wing or game bit. Because I do not have the special screwdrivers needed for those yet. Is that the last one? That is the last one. So at this stage, this is definitely going to need a dusting. I don't know if I see any corrosion around here. It's definitely really, really dusty. There's the on-off switch. You can see the volume control and the little reset button. There's the venerable 68,000 processor. Oh, it's the first time I've seen a Zilog Z80 in person, and a 68,000 for that matter. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go over the cartridge port with some isopropyl alcohol just to be on the safe side. Definitely gonna do some alcohol over the expansion port. Can I just lift this motherboard out? Figuring out what screws I need to remove to get the MOBO out. I'm thinking it's these two here on the cartridge slot. Oh, I think we're... maybe? Oh, nope. One more screw right under the headphone jack. There we go. I need to go and get a can of air. And there. Ooh, don't want to lose this. She's naked. All right, can of air got. I'm gonna switch to the floor right here because I don't want to get dust all over my computer desk. What I think I'm gonna do is attach the little nozzle thing. I usually like that. Might just have to get in here with a cloth and get some of this more stubborn stuff out. God, I can see stuff moving around in the cartridge port when I attempt to blow it out. Alright, I think that's gonna do for now. What I'm pretty much gonna have to do is maybe just go over the whole thing with some alcohol and toothbrush. So let's go back to the desk for that. Okay, so next steps is to go over the entire board and really get out that stubborn dust and grime and stuff like that. I've got some 91% isopropyl alcohol that I've had lying around the house forever. It's probably best to use 99%, but this is better than 70%, and it's what I have around. Also got some Q-tips here and a toothbrush to manage the project. I think what I'd actually like to start out with is this extension port right here. So I'm just going to put a little bit into this cap. Wet this Q-tip and go to town. Oh yeah, right away I can see this was filthy. God, the Q-tip is turning black. So yeah, I'm going to go over it again. Actually, let's switch to the other side for now. This is what happens with years and years of usage and dust and grime. I'm definitely going to be going over each side one more time. But yeah, I can already tell this is going to be a vast, vast improvement on this extension port. Should I ever want a Sega CD in the future? Never say never, but it's not likely at this point. Go over one more time just to make sure we get all the grime out. That is going to be much better, I think. Turn around and do the other side. Yeah, I like that much better now. So next thing I'm going to turn my attention to is the cartridge port. Shake off all that excess alcohol and start scrubbing down in there. Make sure those contacts are nice and clean and free of any potential corrosion. Go over this area right here. Probably just want to go over the whole board, like I said. So tiny little capacitors around here. Get over here on this RF switch that I'm never going to use. This part right here, the switches and stuff looks pretty dusty. Make sure some alcohol gets inside the switch just in case. Try and get this board as clean as I can manage it. Get inside the cartridge. I don't know why I keep saying cartridge ports for the controller ports. Okay, so I'm gonna go over some areas with a Q-tip again. Kind of smudgy. I need to grab more Q-tips. It's almost like I have to work in sections of the board to really get them as clean as can be. Because it looks like it's smudging and leaving residue, whatever was on this board. But yeah, it's starting to look better. I have a feeling I'm going to go through a whole lot of Q-tips by the end of this. The section near the controller ports doesn't seem to be quite as smudged up as the other sections thus far seem to be. I'm back on the floor again because there's a new development. This right here should be the AV cables and the power supply that I ordered for the Genesis. Let's crack this open. It would be nice to have a knife. So two things. One, this is not quite the right milliamp rating for the Genesis. This is 850 milliamps. It needs 1.2 amps. And this is not Genesis cables. This is for Super Nintendo and up. I have one of these that outputs S-video for my GameCube. This eBay seller will be hearing about this from me. Well, in the meantime, I can just carry on cleaning the plastic parts. I've got the top here, and I'm just gonna be going over it with some multi-surface cleaner, maybe a toothbrush to get into the nitty-gritty. Got some sticker residue right here. A lot of dust inside the power switch. I was able to remove the reset switch, so I can get that nice and clean and nice with a paper towel, just like this. Lots and lots of dust. Get inside that volume switch. Try and rub down some of these really dirty smudges right over here. Good and well. Get into the little cracks and crevices of the on-off switch, since I can't take that off, nor can I the headphone volume. Get deep inside the reset cavity. I'm gonna go over these vents with a toothbrush. Also want to get this, probably gonna need some alcohol to get that sticker residue off. I want to smarten it up, make sure it's good and clean, and proud to be a Genesis. That reset button is smartening up nice. I can't tell if it's yellowed or not, just from the lighting in the room. I think it might be, but I'm not too overly concerned about that. I've got the alcohol and the toothbrush, and I'm gonna go over those vents. And over the sticker residue as well. That'll dissolve nicely. Get all the dust out of there. A little bit of alcohol. Just to get that wiped up. It was pretty dusty in here, so I'll also go over it with, well, I've got the alcohol already on here. Just gonna go over it lightly in some areas, so we can get that dust out of there. Make sure this is a clean system that we're putting back together here. I think that'll do it for the top. As for the bottom, I'm probably just gonna go over it lightly with the multi-surface cleaner, and that'll probably be squared away. Oh, look at that. Gross. Oh, I gotta blow that out. Okay, so yeah, I've initiated a return on those AV cables. So I can't test it to see if it'll display, but I can at least test it to see if it'll power on. And I think I'm basically done cleaning this board. So let's go ahead and seal it back up, see what happens. So I believe there was this screw right here, the headphone jack, and then we've got these right here on the cartridge port. This piece, whatever it is. Now we can put the top RF shielding back on. Right? I think that's good. I will say at this point I have no idea what I'm going to do about this exposed expansion port. I might have to order one. I think what I'm going to do as far as the AV cables is I think I saw some at Game Over Video Game, so I'll stop back in there when I get a chance. And then try and get the top back on. Push that in as far as I can. I think we're good there. If you need help, call toll-free 1-800-USA-SEGA. I wonder what that number goes to now. But I think we can still test it, see if it'll power on. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so apologies for the lighting, but we're going to do this under my desk because I've got easy access to a surge protector down here. I've got it plugged in right there, and I've got John Madden football. So, here goes nothing. Hey! The LED turns on! That's awesome! Alright, so that's one step in the right direction. Now I just gotta get some AV cables to see if it'll actually display a picture. And then, maybe I've got a working Genesis. Okay, so it's a day later, and I've already contacted the seller about those wrong AV cables right there. And they told me they were willing to offer me a replacement because they did ship the wrong cables. So I'm gonna look forward to that. But for now, I can test if the sound is working, the stereo sound is working. So I've got this adapter right here, 3.5-inch stereo to individual RCA. So I'm gonna jack that in. And then I've got the RCA cables going to my TV. You probably heard there they made a noise. Fascinating. So, let's see if this works. You know, if power's on, the headphone jack works, then I'll be very happy, because I would very much like stereo sound out of this thing. Here we go. That's interesting. Okay, so let me just make sure here. Volume is up. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I may need the AV cables. Hopefully the AV cables need to be in there for the headphone jack to work. But I don't know, I'm not liking this. Okay, that was an old adapter I had lying around. This one I bought new today from Guitar Center, thinking I didn't have one of these. Turns out I did, but maybe this new one will work out? Let's see. Still nothing. Alright, now I've got different RCA cables going in, just to eliminate all possible factors. And I've got a controller in this time. Let's make sure, for absolutely certainty. Okay, So I think I'm just gonna have to put this one to bed for now and wait for those extra AV cables to come in. Hopefully that's the solution to this problem and the Genesis needs something in the AV multi-out to activate the headphone jack. I'm really hoping that's the issue here. Okay, big update because I was dumb. When I ran the test with this new adapter and this new RCA cable set, I had the volume slider down. I probably pointed out in the video, but I fixed that, and look at that! She outputs sound! Alright, that's a step in the right direction. Now once I get those AV cables in the mail, I can get video. It's awesome. We've got stereo sound, one step closer to this being a full working Genesis. So the correct cable is finally here. Very happy with the seller on eBay. He mailed this right away, and it's just got here, so now I can test video on the Sega Genesis. It did play stereo audio via the headphone jack earlier, so I'm pretty confident that this is going to work out, and this is the last step. Alright, everything's wired up. Moment of truth. Ha-ha! She works! Ah, that's a great sight to see. I have a working Sega Genesis! Let's see what else I can do here. Well, controller port works. That's great. Let's see. Who do we want to test for this? Classic. Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team. And that about wraps it up. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and I'm really excited to begin a Sega Genesis collection. In fact, I've already got a few games right here. I've got Quackshot, I got Sonic Spinball, Sonic and Knuckles, PGA Tour Golf 2. So yeah, I'm really happy with this, and I'm excited to see what kind of joy it's gonna bring me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.